Yo, guys, I'm with a great lady here. I just saw her and she actually is mixed race. So I wanted to talk more about her. She tell us her experience in Cambodia and also just traveling as a whole. Can you introduce yourself?
Yeah, sure. So my name is Angelica. I'm 30 years old. I'm from the Netherlands, but I was born in Spain. So I'm half Spanish. My dad is Spanish and my mom is Dutch. So yeah, that in a nutshell.
Nice. Okay. And then, like, what are you doing in Cambodia? Like, what brings you to Cambodia?
So what brings me here is that I'm currently on a sabbatical for 6 months. So I'm traveling for 6 months. About 3 months in Australia, which I just finished, and then I have 3 months in Southeast Asia. So I, after Australia, went to Thailand, then Laos, then China, and right now I'm in Cambodia. So it's the next destination on my travel list.
Nice. Okay, that's good. You travel obviously, but okay, now you told me you're a mixed race. I always like talk to people mixed race, just find out like their challenges, like what they go through. So can you describe, you're obviously a mixed race. When I saw you, I thought you were a different person. So that's why I was like, okay. And the other person also, the other guy thought you were from Australia or whatever.
I've never heard that before, but I mean, if I say Netherlands, I think people won't usually think I'm from the Netherlands because the typical Dutch person is has blonde hair, blue eyes, and I mean that's not me. But the typical Spanish person in that sense would have dark hair, dark eyes. So I kind of have that mix there. So I think it's kind of always a bit of a question or a mystery to people what nationality I have. So yeah, but in terms of challenges, I don't face any specific challenges there. I mean, just people not knowing, what it's like. But yeah, not in terms of living or having gone through life so far that that has given me any challenges there. I think mostly even benefits, being multilingual and traveling a lot and being able to actually speak different languages and get along in different countries. So I think the only thing is if I'm in any Latin countries or where they speak Spanish, they would hear I'm not from that particular country. So for example, I traveled to Mexico, which has some reputation sometimes, and even though I speak the language, I would still be a foreigner there. So yeah, that could still be an issue. So yeah.
You grew up mostly in?
Well, I was born in Madrid. Then I moved to the Netherlands a little bit, but then I moved to the United States and I lived there my first 5 years. Then I went back to the Netherlands when I was about 6. Then I lived there until I was 20. Then I moved to, I did my high school and college there and everything. And then I moved to the US back to do my bachelor's there. So going back to college and university. And then I moved to Australia actually for 1 year also to do my master's. So I've lived in different places and kind of,
Wow, this is more interesting. So you wouldn't be typical, I stayed in one country and then I experienced it. So I think it played in your benefit that you are you're traveling a lot.
Yeah.
And since you are mixed race, people can't really tell. You could fit in Australia, you can fit in.
I mean, I actually have a friend in the Netherlands who once said, I'm a citizen of the world. So I think I feel that way. I'm a citizen of the world. I can be anywhere and yeah, I definitely don't feel, well, actually even opposite. I don't feel that I want to stay in one place. I always want to explore and actually, get as much out of the one place that I'm in or where there's Netherlands or whatever. So, the world is big and, there are many beautiful places to explore. So, I mean, it would be, a shame to be limited to just one place. So, yeah, I don't do that.
I guess that's how I'm traveling too. I like to meet different people, different cultures and stuff like that. So this is great to know. That say someone traveling like this.
Yeah, and I think it's always cool to meet, my like-minded people like that, and you know, it changes you as a person as well. I always say that I really am the person I am today due to traveling from a young age and having experienced different things, and you know, especially if you're in a country that's not familiar and you don't have anyone there, because you know, when I moved to the US or Australia, like on a later age, like I had no one there, so you know, you really need to, let's say, survive on your own, or even if you go to other countries and things happen, like yeah, you learn a lot from that. So, and it's, you know, it really develops your character and everything. And I think a lot of people, even, you know, at home don't always understand that. So I think it's always just, you know, a fresh breath of air to meet other people like that feel the same and share the same mindset and values in that regard. So
nice. So do you feel like people from home are different to the people you meet when you're traveling?
Yes, for sure. Yeah, I mean, the Netherlands is it's a small country, and I mean, I do have to say that people, you know, they're liberal, they're free, like, you know, they I think you will find Dutch people anywhere. They travel, but still a lot of them are limited, and especially in younger ages, people are really just, you know, they have their own little mindset, and they're so limited to their country and their beliefs there, and can be also quite judgmental sometimes. So yeah, I think that was maybe the challenge for me. Not even, you know, being in other places, but more in my own country, that I started seeing the world and had such a different perspective from a young age, and I couldn't really share that with other people at home. So that's, I think it's definitely very different to the people you meet traveling, because they do the same thing and they feel the same way. So yeah.
What was one of the major things you faced, like struggles, or maybe you got robbed, anything?
Well, we talked about that yesterday.
Yeah,
so you already know, but
that's how I know.
Yeah, so I was in Mexico, and I think it's kind of a classic thing that, you know, a lot of people get robbed in Mexico, and including me. My purse got robbed in a night bus that I was in, and my money and cards, everything got taken. And we have Western Union, which is a great thing, which I had in Mexico, but not in Cuba. When I got there, you know, I took money out beforehand, but ran through it quite quickly. I ended up with no money in Cuba. I had to go to the embassy. I had to wait 2 days there, and then I needed to have a place to stay, and I ended up staying with a stranger who was really lovely. But I mean, that was I think the biggest struggle there, because in Cuba also there was no internet. Like, I had to text with my grandma. When it really got to the point that I had no money, and I basically had to stay with a stranger, which ended up really well. Don't really recommend that. Don't do it at home, but you know, that was quite crazy in the end. But I mean, I've learned from that. I always keep my purse with me, and I never put my bag like anywhere that people can, grab it from behind or take stuff. So it was
a learning experience, actually.
It's a learning experience. Even on my travels here, like, I lost my one of my bank accounts got blocked because my credit card, some fraudulent transaction happened elsewhere. Then the other bank card I lost as well. So like,
welcome to the family.
Yeah, it's like, you know.
So these are the struggles, guys.
I lost some clothes, like or whatever. I ended up at a wrong airport in Melbourne. Like, they have 2 airports. I went to the other one, so I had to rebook the flight and pay extra costs. I mean, you know, that's sometimes stupid stuff that happens, but
it builds you though.
We learn from it, you know. It's
it makes you stronger. All right, now I want to just seem to a mixed race and all of that. I just want to know, how has your dating life been as a mixed race?
So that's a good question, and definitely that has been challenging sometimes. I mean, so being half Dutch and half Spanish, I think I have a mix of both characteristics there. So Dutch people, you know, they're very direct and forward, and, you know, like, straight to the point, which is what I have. But, you know, from my Spanish side, Latin, you know, we're very, like, you know, touchy, whatever. Like, we're, you know, happy people, and, you know, very very warm people. And you know, my Spanish family is the same. We're very warm. We give hugs. Like, it's, you know, And I think like for my dating life, yeah, that's been hard because people would maybe mistake that for being flirty or whatever. I have a lot of guy friends as well. I always had them. Very social and warm person, and yeah, I think that's been challenging sometimes. I think especially my Spanish side, especially for Dutch guys, to understand that aspect and accept that. So yeah, because Dutch people are also very reserved, right? Like again, it's very different. Like they're more reserved. Like it's and Spanish people are not that. They're very warm and open, and yeah,
are they same as Italian, kissing on the cheek?
Yeah, exactly. Like yeah. So
wow.
Yeah, it's and there's nothing behind that, and it's but people can mistake that for that, especially in the Netherlands where people are more reserved and you don't do that. Unlike you maybe have an interest in someone, or that's the way that people think and they perceive it differently, and that hasn't always been easy. So that's definitely some challenges.
Okay, now the last question to wrap up. Can you give any advice for people who are sitting at home? They may be scared of traveling. They're like, what if I go there and something? They have that fear in them. They're like, what's gonna happen? I've never traveled, or you have more experience I have, but like I want you to share your views.
Well, I mean, if you're speaking about fear, I have a tattoo. You can't see it here, which actually says
guts over fear.
Guts over fear. So my advice there, I mean, it's my life motto. I mean, as it says, guts over fear. Don't let your fears hold you back. If you really want to do something, if you have a certain passion or dream, just go for it. And I always say that, it's better to do it. And, maybe it's not what you thought or that you expected it to be, but at least you will never sit with that feeling of, I wish I would have, and, wondering how it could have been. So, I mean, of course, when it comes to traveling, like always, especially as a solo female traveler, like inform yourself properly, like do some research, have some safety things in place, like always inform your friends and family where you're at. We have phones and good technology nowadays, so it makes it less hard. But I mean, inform yourself and inform the people around you, and honestly, just go for it. Really, just go for it, and don't let your fears hold you back.
Yeah, that's it, guys. Thank you for the interview.
Thank you so much.
She's a great host. So, guys,
thank you so much also.
Yeah, no problem. So if you're not subscribed, don't forget to subscribe, and also don't forget to smash the like button. See you on my next video, guys. Cheers.